Protein is an absolute must if you're wanting to grow muscle. It is the building block. The amino acids within it are going to be the building blocks to growing muscle. Now, the best form of protein that you can possibly get is not in front of me. I want to say this with everything in me. Protein powders are inferior to food. The best form of protein you can get is from your food sources. These are supplements. You're supposed to be able to supplement what you cannot eat on your own. So make sure that you're tracking the amount of protein you're getting, and if you need more, then you can up it with supplements. Now, that being said, what do we do from then on out? Once we figure out, maybe I have a plan for somebody that calls for 200 grams of protein, which is it's a hard thing to eat 200 grams of protein. So let's say, a scoop of protein is usually between 20 and 30 grams of protein. So then, you might be adding, say, 2 scoops, 3 scoops of protein throughout the day. And every single product out there will use terms like, this is more bioavailable. And you'll hear all these terms out there, meaning whatever it is that we're taking in, are we actually digesting all of it? And hopefully we are. And that's the key. Finding a good quality product that you're going to get the right amount of protein. But this is the supplement world. There is a lot of things that go into the supplement world that are not regulated. A lot of times they do not have to prove what's on their label. They have what in the industry calls amino spiking. Amino spiking is added amino acids, like for instance taurine and things like this. There are amino acids that they do a nitrogen test on. It's a burning process. They burn off 1 scoop of protein powder, and then they figure out how much nitrogen is released. So if it's actually lab tested, it goes further than just the nitrogen test. So amino spiking, if I have X amount of protein and I add some extra taurine and glutamine and things like that, which are amino acids, which will show up as protein, in the nitrogen test, that's how they get away with what they call amino spiking. So for instance, the label might say 25 grams of protein, but it's been spiked with additional amino acids, where that scoop of 25 grams might only be 12 to 15 grams. And you'll see them at incredibly large stores, not to name names, but one of them is Walmart. They have 3 of the largest amino spiking product brands on their shelves right now. So it's like, it's cheap. That's because you're really not even paying for a 25 grams of protein. It's about half of that, if maybe 3/4 of that. So the thing is, make sure that you do some research on the proteins that you are purchasing, that they are not on the amino spiking list. That's a big one. And I always tell people the right one is first, make sure it's protein. If it says 25 grams of protein per scoop, make sure it's 25 grams of protein per scoop. Again, checking the amino spiking lists, things like that. After that, I am going to look at taste. Again, let's just be honest. I do want to look at, I'm not going to drink something I don't like the taste of. It doesn't have to be gourmet. In today's world, a lot of them are. A lot of them taste so good that they're actually treats, and we do look forward to them. But at the same time, we have to look at it. What types of protein, how does our body digest things, when is the right time to take them? Some are fast acting, some are very, very slow digesting. So for instance, we have all of these out here. Now I'm going to start with some basics. Your 101s to protein, usually what most people have always heard of is whey protein, W-H-E-Y, whey protein. There are primarily 3 types of whey protein. You have a whey isolate, you have whey hydrolysates, and then also concentrates. They are 3 types of whey protein. Isolates are going to be your fastest digesting, then hydrolysates, and then concentrates. So that is considered a blended of 3 different types of whey proteins. Now, whey is a dairy derivative. It is a byproduct typically of cheese. There's another byproduct of making whey, which is casein. But again, we're going to come to casein here in a bit. We're going to talk about whey protein. Again, whey protein is a byproduct of dairy. So it is a dairy derivative. So if you have an issue with dairy and lactose, you can have an upset stomach, maybe a little bit of indigestion, and experience what guys in the protein and gym world call protein farts, right? Sometimes, I mean, I know guys, I have to say, look, I mean, whatever protein you're on, you need to change because they stink. So, you know, a lot of people are like, man, you know, that's my husband, that's my wife, or whatever, right? Kind of keep it light on that for a little bit. But no, so if I'm wanting something that is incredibly fast digesting, I am going to go to a whey isolate. The isolate means it isolates it from the lactose. So they're going to have no to very trace amounts of lactose if you buy an isolate. Another good option, again, this is a side option to a whey product, is beef protein. Every time I talk about beef protein to somebody, they think of like grinding up a cow or something like that, and it just, the taste-wise, it doesn't sound very appealing. I'm just going to tell you, I've tasted some phenomenal beef proteins. I'm not getting into brands a ton, but Ultimate Nutrition has one, Carnibolic. This is actually a lemonade flavor. This is amazing tasting. It tastes just like lemonade. They have great chocolate, a great vanilla taste as well too. But sometimes in show prep, things like that, maybe you're dieting and you just want something to kind of curve your sweet tooth, hit some of the lemonade. They have an orange flavored one, things like that. But your isolates, this one actually, cinnamon apple pie. They didn't have flavors like this when I first started. You know, it was chocolate and, well, it was brown, but it really wasn't chocolate, right? You know, nowadays, you know, we have one here, Protella, you know, protein Nutella. It tastes just like Nutella. This stuff is amazing tasting. This is actually a combination of isolates, hydrosylates, and concentrates. But again, if you are looking for something just incredibly fast acting, fast digesting, I would go with a whey isolate or a beef isolate. Again, we're going to come back to that. There are a lot of companies, a lot of products out there. Again, just make sure they're not on the amino spiking list, things like that. You have other ones out there. One thing I do is I look at the labels. This is how you know you have a clean label. Clean meaning not a lot of fillers. This protein powder right here, I'm reading the label, and I can post links to these as well too throughout the videos and different areas on the website. One scoop is 28 grams. There are 24 grams of protein, so the discrepancy is 4 grams. There is 0 fat, 0 carbohydrates, 0 sugar. So the only difference is you're going to have a little bit extra amino acids and some flavoring, basically. So there's not a giant discrepancy in the size of scoop compared to the amount of protein. I have seen up to about 15 grams difference. You know, for easy math, let's say, you know, it's 40 gram scoop and there's 25 grams of protein. It's like, well, then what is the other stuff, right? Looking here, 33 gram scoop, 20 grams of protein. Now again, this is a vegetarian base. This is a pea-based protein. Again, some people don't want anything, again, vegetarian based, right? So this is going to obviously fit your vegan diets and things like that. There's brown rice protein, hemp proteins, pea proteins, soy proteins, things like that. I personally would stay away from soy products. Soy is going to increase estrogen in men and women. It's marketed as a health product. Stay away from soy. Other alternatives. Egg white powder, egg white, very, very slow digesting. Beef broth protein. I said I would never drink something that doesn't taste very good. The only way to find out it doesn't taste very good is to actually drink something. This does not taste very good. I tried it, found out the hard way, but I still carry it. I have it at my house. Because we actually cook with this. Like if I'm going to do a slow cooker or something like that, a lot of times I'll add some extra scoops in because, I mean, beef broth, bone broth, these type of things. It's very, very healthy. So again, when we do slow cooker recipes, a lot of times I will add that to it. So again, your slow digestings. Casein is usually typically your go-to for a slow digesting. Egg and casein. Casein really creates a gel in your stomach, a gel-like substance. But what that does is it's great for just before bed. It is great for nighttime. All of our recovery, not all of, but a significant amount of our recovery comes from while we're sleeping. So again, this can give you a protein drip, so to say, a slow amino acid feed to, again, keep you in an anabolic state while you're sleeping, especially leucine. Again, all protein powders have all of your amino acids. So again, it's going to have your leucine, isoleucine, valine, all those type of things. Those are your branched chain amino acids. They're also going to have your essentials as well too. But a casein is a great thing to do for a slow digesting. A lot of them taste great. They blend up a little bit thicker. It's really almost like a milkshake, right? So again, a casein is a great option to go to when it's very, very late. So again, there is not one type of protein that fits all. On a budget, again, a lot of times what you'll see is you'll usually see people buying 2-pound tubs of protein because they're cheaper than 5 pounds, obviously. But 5 pounds, the larger ones, have more servings. I don't know, you have to decide whether or not you're the type of person that buys 72 rolls of toilet paper at Costco or not versus going and buying 4 at a time, right? Good ways to make analogies. This is just exaggerate analogies. So again, many options to go from a protein standpoint. But if I were just, let's say, unlimited budget, a lot of times I do the 2 pounds because I kind of want a mixture of flavors. You know what? I don't know, but man, Nutella is awesome. They've got, cookies and cream and things that taste like Lucky Charms and cereal and all this type of stuff. But really, my go-tos are your chocolates, your vanillas, and your cookies and cream. Kind of my opinion on those. But again, if have a few of them, or just say go out and get a 5 or 10 pound tub. If you're looking for something immediately after a workout, my go-to would be, again, a beef isolate or a whey isolate product. If you're looking for something that can do both, you would go to a 3-way type of product. Your isolates, hydrosylates, and your concentrates. If you're looking for a nighttime protein, go with your casein, go with your egg. Stay tuned for more information on supplements. Again, your supplement corner. This website will be a great resource for that. Any questions like that, though, reach out to me and we'll find you the right ones.